Hey guys, Prince of Macedon here, and what you're seeing right now and what you'll see throughout this video is some pretty exclusive gameplay footage of the Vampire Count faction of Total War Warhammer, compliments of the CA. And throughout this video, you'll see some vlog action between myself, THFE Productions, and the HeirofCarthage. And you'll also see an interview that I had with Simon Mann, battle designer of Total War Warhammer, and finally you'll see my impressions of the game itself. Hey guys, look who found me.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, guys?
We meet again in San Francisco.
I know. I think this is like the closest meeting place between Arkansas and Florida.
Yeah, it makes sense if you don't think about it.
Yeah, exactly. So, are you looking forward to some gameplay today?
Yeah, it should be fun. Hoping for some good stuff, some new content, new reveal.
Yeah.
Should be a good time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have some questions for the guys later on.
Yeah, new game modes, anything else. So hopefully we'll get some multiplayer
That was awkward.
information here. So
Yeah.
see what we can get. Nothing yet.
Yeah, nothing yet. Hello guys, me and Air at GDC. What?
I have special access. Wait a minute. No, I don't. No access.
Oh yeah. We didn't go inside, but we actually walked by it though.
We tried to get in, and a couple of goons beat us up and threw us out the back door.
Yeah, there were like one of them, and they took both of us down. It's pretty intense. He was like this big.
Guy was some kind of berserker.
Look guys, going up to the Warhammer. Hey, how's it going? And what's your? Do you have a YouTube?
What's that?
Do you have a YouTube?
Yeah.
What is it?
C-Top.
C-Top?
Yeah.
Nice.
World 2 was actually the first game I've ever played on the channel.
Is it really?
2 years ago yesterday.
That's epic.
All right. Vampire juice.
Is it awakening your inner vampire?
Hey guys, look who I ran into, guys.
What's up, guys? Let me level myself down.
Yeah, I'm a little short. Yeah, there it is. Hey, what do you do with that book?
So yeah, I have this Art of Total War that my girlfriend gave me. So what we're starting to do is have people from the community, developers and whatnot, start to sign it.
That's mine.
So the long block of text that takes up half the page is Prince's. So now we're gonna have to flip over the cover, maybe go multiple pages. But yeah,
I regret nothing.
So I haven't read the message. So actually, I'm gonna shut that so there's no previews. So only the winner will be able to tell.
Yeah, only winners. If you can read it, you're a winner. Yeah.
So we're gonna do some sort of giveaway. I haven't decided when or how, but this will be a little prize for people.
That's awesome.
Show them the room for sure. Like maybe we can even grab one of these items, do that as a giveaway.
All right, let's see.
The keystone.
What can I show? All right, I can't show the screen, so.
The ice statue. We'll ship you guys the ice sculpture.
I'll bring on the airplane.
Yeah, just there on the stage.
Yeah.
This fucking ice sculpture.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm stuck.
I can't, guys. He's my brother, guys. He's cool. How do I look?
Yeah, you look like a vampire.
Hey guys, Prince of Macedon here in San Francisco at the Total War event, and who do I have here?
You have Simon Mann, battle designer.
And what is your function on the Warhammer team?
So basically, I take on multiple roles within the battle team, mainly revolving around level and environment design, but I'm also partly in charge of quest battles and siege battles as well.
Awesome. Epic. All right, so we're jumping to the questions here.
Go for it.
All right, the first one's pretty general. Okay, first one. All right, what do you think will draw Total War fans who are more used to history-based warfare to Total War Warhammer, and at the same time, what do you think is going to draw Warhammer fans who are more adverse to the board game? What do you think is going to be the big draw for both sides?
Yeah, so I mean, I think on the whole, like one thing Total War always does really well is we pick a period, whatever that may be in history, right? And we try and sort of bring it to life and really help teach people about that period in time, and it also helps us spawn the mechanics that we utilise in the game. And I think we've approached Warhammer in a very similar way to that. We've taken a history, albeit a kind of fictional history created by Games Workshop, and sort of tried to bring that to life with the same kind of love and attention. In fact, probably more love and attention even than we've done in previous titles. I mean, we've gone to the effort of bringing all of the miniatures to life in a certain way. Like, these are all things you'd know from the Warhammer tabletop game, and they're coming to life within the Total War franchise. And I think for people who aren't so much Total War fans, you've got that wonderful Warhammer world and the lore coming in, but if you're a Total War fan, you've got the Total War game you know and love with the sandbox gameplay, the campaigns, the battles and all that stuff coming back as well.
Oh, for sure. That's awesome. And speaking of that, of the board game, like how faithful is the artwork for Total War Warhammer in relations to the board game? Is it pretty faithful?
We are really faithful. It's insane how close we actually are. So, we work very closely with Games Workshop on this product, and we've actually taken the models, and we've got loads of people in the studio who actually play the game. Like, we've got a little kind of Warhammer gaming club in the office, and we get loads of models and things sent to us. So we started with that, and we have actually taken the miniatures, and that was the basis of how we built all our kind of creatures and characters, and the colour palettes that you see and things like that, all very Warhammer focused, but the wonderful thing we've done, we've kind of stepped it up a notch, right? Because these miniatures are all very static. Yeah. I remember Andy, our lead writer, once seeing the Arachnarok, the giant spider, actually moving in game for the first time, and he was absolutely blown away because he's got the model at home.
Gotcha.
And suddenly it's like moving around in the game world, which is pretty cool, actually.
That's epic. That's epic. Have there been any deviations whatsoever in any of the art at all?
I mean, I don't think we've really needed to. I mean, we've kind of really tried to keep it as core as can. I mean, when it comes to the campaign world, of course, we've had to fill in the blanks, but we've really tried to stay as true as possible to the real core of what Warhammer is. So you've got the kind of mountainous regions for the dwarfs in the east, you've got the Badlands to the south, which is where the Greenskins hail from, and you kind of then have the kind of vampiric areas and things like that. So, really tried to keep to the spirit of things where they haven't already filled in the blanks. But if it's something they've already got, we'd be silly not to sort of use that to begin with, Yeah,
that's awesome. Shoot. Okay, what's the next question here? Okay, I'm going to jump into multiplayer.
Okay, go for it.
That's cool. Okay. Now, Medieval 2, Total War, and Rome 1, they both had this multiplayer mode called Free-for-All, where you'd have more than 2 factions, like say 3 factions or 4 factions, and you'd have to be the last person standing or get the most points. There were 2 different modes, Free-for-All, Score Resolution, and Last Man Standing. Is there any hope that Free-for-All will come back for Warhammer?
I love the use of the word hope. So basically, with Warhammer, we're going to be supporting the same game modes that we had in kind of Rome 2 and Attila. So we'll have kind of 2 alliances fighting one another. Okay. We're going to have co-op campaign, and we're going to have competitive campaign. But we're not really planning at this point in time to support it. But
gotcha.
You never know.
Gotcha. If there was a change of mind, would it be easy to implement that?
Not easy per se. I mean, I think there's a lot of kind of balancing considerations once you've got multiple alliances, and probably if you were to do that, it would be a purely multiplayer thing, right? Like, to have the AI deal with that is a whole other step of complexity. But it would be doable, but a challenge, I'll say.
Okay. Gotcha. Awesome. And here's another multiplayer question. Now, these special battles, like Blackfire Pass, would there be any hope of making that playable online for multiplayer people? Like any of the historical battles?
Oh, what? So the actual quest battles themselves, or the environments that you fight in? So the environments are available in multiplayer, so you can play in the Blackfire Pass and actually fight there. Okay. With regards to the quest battles, we're currently exploring it. The thing is, they've got quite a lot of scripted events and things that go on with them, and potentially if the player were to take control of the AI's army, they'd be so overpowered it wouldn't even be true, because you're generally fighting a bigger force than yourself. What we do have, though, is we've sort of explored, and we're trying it at the moment, of actually having, in co-op campaign, you can sort of gift units in battles. So when you're doing co-op campaign, we're actually planning to let you play the quest battles in co-op campaign and gift the units. Okay. So while you're doing a co-op campaign, you can both participate in the quest battles together, as it were. So that's something we're definitely exploring at the moment.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And back to the quest battles and historical battles. What other big battles from Warhammer lore do you think? Are you allowed to say what more can we expect?
So we've got loads. I mean, like every one of the lords that we have in the game. So we've got the 4 playable factions, right? So Greenskins, Empire, Vampire, Counts, Dwarfs, and each of those characters has 3 or 4 quest chains associated with them. So there's a lot of different things there, but we've taken our own kind of elements of the lore and the way that they work. So, for example, the Sword of Unholy Power battle that you fought just there. So that's actually a thing. He's actually creating the Sword of Unholy Power himself at the Arcane Fulcrum. That's kind of a little thing. Andy, our narrative writer, worked with Games Workshop for a long time, and he literally wrote some of the rulebooks. So he's a good man to have around when you're doing a Warhammer game. But,
that's a good reference.
I know, right? But basically, he's written a lot of the kind of narratives of these quests and really drawn upon the Warhammer lore to do it. I mean, Blackfire Pass is one of the biggies, but we have got, for example, we've got Bloodpine Woods, which is another kind of big region that goes along with that. So the kind of lots of other things will start appearing as you fight.
So they're really faithful then to the lore.
We've tried to be as faithful as we can. Yeah, I mean, like as I say, we're doing the spirit of the lore, right? So we're not sticking 100% to it because we're a sandbox game and things. So we've got to allow you to change the story a little bit as you go. But on the whole, it's actually extremely faithful.
That is awesome. That's awesome. And last question: how bad is it when you lose a hero on the battlefield? Is it really detrimental?
It can be really awful. So basically, the legendary lords like Karl Franz, Manfred, Thorgrim, like they're immortal characters. So when they fall on the battlefield, they're wounded for a number of turns. In the same way as if you were an assassination attempt, you get wounded and you come back after that. But any hero who isn't, unfortunately, one of these famous guys is very prone to dying. And of course, now you can bring your heroes into the battle with you. So previously, your agents, and then rank them up to level 30. So that could take you 100 turns, possibly, to get to max level 30 with a character, if not more, right? It sort of kind of depends how much you do with them. But basically, losing a level 30 hero that you spent hundreds of turns building up, and then he's dead, that would be awful.
That'd be really sad. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So you've got to be careful with them, basically. They're awesome fighters, but when you lose it, you're going to feel that pain. In the same way as if you lose a giant or something, you're going to feel that pain. These single entity units give a lot more character. So
you get attached to it.
Yeah. So when you lose your favourite giant, you're going to feel that.
I'd be really sad. Oh, I think that about wraps it up. Is there anything you want to close with before I cut this?
No, like Warhammer's really exciting. You've obviously played it today. It's really
I love
fantastic. That's good to hear. But we've got so much going for it with the Warhammer franchise. We've really been able to kind of pull on some chains that we've never been able to before with regards to the magic, the flying units, especially with the vampire rosters, and really pull that. We've been saying it a lot. It's kind of a core thing that every faction's different, right? Yeah. Every race you play is totally different. A good thing you've been able to play with the vampire counts today, because they're one of my faves. With the raised dead mechanics on the campaign and stuff like.
I'm gonna abuse that.
It was awesome, man. Someone fought a quest battle, which was on turn 3 or 4. Yeah. Fought the quest battle, won it. It left a battle marker, and where there's been a major battle, like a huge fight, you can go to those markers and you recruit special extra forces from it using your raised dead mechanics, and it's just real proof how different each of these races is going to play on the campaign map. And wait till you see some of the other mechanics like the dwarf tunneling and things like that.
Oh my god!
There's a lot to come, and it's going to be really exciting.
Hey guys, Alex here, Prince of Macedon, and it is pretty dark outside, and that's because I'm channeling my inner vampire count. No, I just got back from the Total War event in San Francisco for the Warhammer. It wasn't just a private event. There was also a public event after that. And also, during the public event, they had a live Twitch stream on the Total War official channel, which myself and HeirofCarthage got to take part in. And we had a really good time. My part in the Twitch live stream was... I got to check out the special scenario battle where you got to take control of the vampire counts. And in the first segment where I appeared in, I was advising Joey on what to do in terms of tactics. And in my second appearance in that stream, it was actually me playing that game, that scenario as the vampire counts. And I gotta say, prior to playing that battle, I had won that battle 3 times when I was playing alongside HeirofCarthage on the other computers. I showed him my results. The first time was a close victory. The last 2 times were Pyrrhic victories. But on the 4th time I played it, I actually lost it. And that 4th time was the time that they streamed it on Twitch. So it was pretty embarrassing losing that battle one time, but everyone got to witness it. All the Twitch people, and even after that, all the CA people were making fun of me. It was all in good fun though. It was all in jest. But I got these really cool vampire count cookies. You got the emblems on them. Not sure if you can see them. I'll do some close-ups. See that? Pretty cool. So I had a really great time at the private and also the public event. Got to meet some other YouTubers and also some people who just were Total War fans. THFE Productions was there. Same with Angry Joe and of course HeirofCarthage. And I also got to meet the guy who made all those awesome Total War Lego videos. He was a really cool guy. And I also met some other YouTubers there too. But this video, I'm going to talk about my impressions of the game. I'm also going to show work in progress gameplay footage of the game. But let me talk about my impressions of the game. So we got to try out the special scenario battle where you got to play as the vampire counts against the greenskins, and your commander was the famous Manfred von Karstein. He was probably the most I think his most magically enhanced, or whatever you call it, figure in the von Karstein bloodline. So a very, very unique and awesome figure, and he has this really cool ability where he can raise zombies within a reasonable distance from his unit. So that was really cool. So yeah, I got to try out the special scenario battle, and I also got to try out an intro to the vampire accounts. It was like a little campaign intro. HeirofCarthage really enjoyed that, but I was actually more focused on the scenario battle, which I won 3 times, and again, on the 4th time, it was a Twitch streamed, and I lost in front of everybody. But yeah, the vampire accounts are really awesome. You got to know, as a multiplayer, these guys have no ranged units, so you are basically forced into using them as a rush faction. But they have all kinds of units at their disposal, which makes their rush capabilities really awesome. First off, you have your grunts. You got the skeletal warriors, and I think they're labeled as being kind of expendable. And you also have some pretty nasty shot cav, which will come as a very nasty surprise to your opponents. And I also got to use these flying bat units, which are pretty cool. But you can't just toss them anywhere on the map because they will die. So you have to be really careful on how you employ these flying units. I like to use these bats as reconnaissance units and also as hit and run units too. But I like the recon capabilities because a lot of your foot units are pretty slow, except for your cav. But by using these flying units, I can fly in, scat out the unit, and then fly back out. So that was my purpose. You can also use them to knock out artillery if you could get in and out of there really fast. And of course, you have your Manfred von Karstein unit in this special scenario battle. He was really cool. He was really slow, but he had all these special magical, all these special spell casting abilities, and I only got to touch the surface of those because I was playing it old school without spell casting. But during the live stream, I was trying out some of these spells like Raise the Dead, and that was really cool. But with Raise the Dead, you can actually your unit has to be nearby, the one that has necromancer abilities, but within a reasonable distance, you can raise the dead, and you can raise them anywhere. So let's say you have an infantry unit already transfixed on the enemy, and your necromancer is available. You can summon like zombies right behind that unit, the enemy unit that's already engaged. So basically, you can summon a unit to flank a unit right then and there, and it's over. Bam! It's a very, very cool ability. It's going to add a lot of multiplayer dimensions, which can be really awesome. So yeah, I really enjoyed using the vampire accounts, and I gotta say, after playing as the dwarves last year and also as the vampire accounts at this event, and also seeing the greenskins and the empire in action, I gotta say all 4 of these factions so far all seem very unique to each other, and that's a very tough act to follow. Because I played games like StarCraft where all these factions seemed unique, and I will guarantee you this: all these factions in Warhammer seem very unique. You can't accuse them as being similar to the other factions because each faction is very unique. As I said, the vampire accounts are more of a rush faction. Each faction has their own unique strengths and weaknesses. They call it asymmetrical balancing, I suppose. But yeah, I'm not sure which faction is going to be my favorite faction when I play this, because in Rome 1, Rome 2, I had the Macedonians. In Medieval 2, I had the Byzantines. So I don't know who's going to be my favorite faction in Warhammer, because I don't really have any, I don't have any historical favorites, because there are no historical favorites here. Right now, I'm leaning towards the Empire, who have a very, diverse capability in terms of like units. They have like ranged units. They have some pretty good cav. They got some ranged cav too. They got some pretty strong infantry. I'm liking them for the balance, but at the same time, I'm also liking the vampire accounts for their awesome rush capabilities. But yeah, all the factions seem really unique. I really enjoy the gameplay so far. It plays a lot like Attila almost, like in terms of gameplay. But then you have all these special units, like that spellcast, which adds a lot more dimensions, and you also have all these flying units too, adding new dimensions to the game. And all these factions are very unique. I recommend reading some of the lore of Warhammer so you can appreciate the faction that you're playing as, and also play each faction online or in campaign, just to get a feel of the strengths and weaknesses of each faction. But anyways, I really did enjoy the Warhammer footage and all the gameplay that I got to try out. I like the vampire accounts. I like them all. Each faction does seem very unique, and I really do like this game a lot. I'm just really sad that there is going to be no free-for-all mode. But please check out the interview that I had, and you can see for yourself what I asked and the answers that they gave me. And you can also see some random clips and some pictures that I had from the event Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you, CA, for inviting me to this event. I really had a great time. Not this one. Hey guys, me and Air are taking off.
How's it going?
Pretty good. So, did you have a good time at the event?
Yeah, it went well. Had a lot of fun.
It was pretty cool. What did you think of the game? Or the battle that we played?
Went really good. Had some good vampire action. Lots of meat shields, and you don't even have to feel bad because they're already dead.
How do you feel about them being used at the Rush faction online? Do you think a lot of people are going to be using them, or will they feel discouraged from getting skirmished to death?
It's going to be interesting to see how their cavalry stacks up against others, because if it's not as good, I think they're going to be hard to use because the skeletons and the zombies are kind of slow. And if you can't get there quick enough, you're going to get shot up pretty bad.
Exactly.
So,
who do you see yourself using when you play this online? Vampire faction, Empire, or?
I think I'm going Empire, man. So that's I think they're going to have the best variety. I kind of need a well-rounded. I'm not so good with like the specialty factions. So
yeah, they are definitely a specialty faction. If I recall correctly.
And like dwarves with no cavalry. So I mean, it's you gotta know what you're doing with those.
Exactly. And how did you feel about the event? Was it a pretty cool event? You think?
Yeah, event was good. Had a lot of fun with it. So thought it went well. Too much food.
Exactly. And actually stole like 3 vampire count cookies.
Yeah, got some cookies too to take home. So got to keep those.
Oh heck yeah. And any closing thoughts from you?
Ready to get home, I guess, and see what happens when the game comes out.
Yeah. I'm same. Yeah, I have a 6-hour flight ahead of me. He's got like a 3-hour.
Yeah, I'm only like 3.5 or 4.
Gotcha. But it was good seeing you again, my friend.
Yeah, good seeing you.
Yeah.
Travel safe.
Hey, you too.